Hello there, it's time for part 2 of the 5-minute Feel Flows, Feels to Reels series, where I take approximately 5 minutes to talk about an interesting musical moment from songs off of the Beach Boys' recent boxed set, Feel Flows. Did slip on through last time, and now we're just going to keep going down the Sunflower track order and talk about the excellent and already much discussed This Whole World. Let's go to the piano. So talking about This Whole World, a lot has been said about this track out there. I'm just going to add my 2 cents. To me, what makes This Whole World so interesting is a sort of manipulation of expectations and using the natural quality that music has to either feel at home or feel not at home. So the contrast between being resolved and being unresolved, tension, release, etc. So I like to do a lot of these illustrations by showing sort of counterfactual scenarios in songwriting. So I think if you look at the way somebody else might have gone about writing This Whole World, it'd go like this maybe. Late at night, I think about the love of this whole world. Lots of different people everywhere. So, standard sort of 4-chord pop song. But instead of doing that, Brian just sort of moves the whole first half of that to a different key and then creates this great moment where the normal chord that you'd expect to be resolving actually is one of tension. Then that resolves to the new key. So it starts in C. Late at night, I think about the love of this song. So it goes from A minor to F, and then the big key changes, then it's now A major. This whole world, now it's major. So what happens there to make it sound somewhat natural is that F chord, so that's an F chord, F major, and then that's where the key change happens at the A major. So A minor, F, key change, now A major. So in order to make that sound not really jarring, what I think my theory of what the mind does there is create something that we call like a borrowed, normally you hear about borrowed dominant chords, but this would be a borrowed subdominant and minor. So if you think of, if you're a churchgoer and you're used to singing hymns, the Amen, that's called a plagal cadence, and it feels very final. And that's a major 4 chord in the key to a major 1 chord, the tonic, the resolution. So let's see, we're in. So if let me do. Sounds very final. The ear feels the resolution. Outside of that, you hear what's called an authentic cadence, which is the 5 chord, often with the 7th added, which is a different sort of sense of relief, but the same idea. So anyway, the F chord in This Whole World goes then to the A major chord, the key change. What I think is sort of happening in the ear, so that F chord is actually a D minor 7, and then resolves to A major. So if you think of a minor amen, amen. So, late at night I think about the love of this soul. But then if we go, this whole world. So, if you think of that as D minor 7, resolving then to the new tonic of A major, then you have to think of that F chord as a D minor 7, and then that means the F is in the bass, which is, a first inversion of that chord. And an inversion is when you have a different bass note than the actual root of the chord. And that's what Brian does all the time. Yeah, so I hope that makes sense. Let me know if that's getting a little too music theory technical. I've gone way over 5 minutes. A lot more that could be said about this great song. It's such a great progression. Here's another interesting change from minor to major, but this is more like also sprach Zarathustra. Sometimes you just do it that way. Anyway, maybe I should do a part 2 of this. Let me know what you think. Happy to be bringing you more Beach Boys analysis based on the music on this wonderful collection of some of their greatest music. See you next time for Add Some Music to Your Day, or maybe part 2 of This Whole World. We'll see. It's a mystery.